Hello for humans, and this is a good shop. Let's have a look what we've got. And we'll start off right away with the tanks this time. We have this, a Löwe bundle. This is the OG excellent bundle. 30 days of gold, 500,000 credits. These are unfortunately locked, but 5.5k gold. This is excellent, especially because the Löwe is very, very good at making credits. Then we have the K91, which itself is a very formidable vehicle as well, and for 10k gold, I can sort of recommend it. Now, we also have the M41D and the Schmalturm, which is, it's fun. You could have gotten this thing, like, for free, like, a year ago or something like that, so I wouldn't really pay for it now. It's definitely a very fun tank, but I wouldn't really spend money on the M41D because it's just a Bulldog, but the same. Then this vehicle is a meme. Lots to see. I've already talked about these in detail last week, but to summarize quickly, don't buy them. Moving on with the countless treasures and whatever they're called, don't buy credits. For money, credits are really horrible value. Cannot recommend that at all. So any bundle that does include a sizable amount of credits, just ignore it. So this thing's still here. Don't buy it, obviously. I think that should be very obvious at this point, so don't. And now, as I was just about to render this video, these popped up, so we're gonna have to talk about them real quick. But first, before we do that, don't buy this draw. This is the worst draw ever. Don't buy it. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about the T77 and the T54A2. The T54A2, one of the best tier rates in the game. I absolutely always recommend picking that vehicle up, no matter what. So that is a great deal. 8.5k is overpriced for this tank, but yeah, Wargaming knows it's good, so yeah. Then you're gonna also get the T77, which I remember someone telling me that some egg-shaped YouTuber said that I cried about the price of it last time. And yes, 20k is a horrible price for this vehicle. Now we can think about it, because this thing is not OP, but it's pretty good. So I can recommend this bundle. I might make a separate video about it next week, but basically, if you're already a decent player and if you're picking up premium tanks to make credits, and this is a excellent bundle, be it the price is very high. Then I've also received this thing, which is often a pretty good deal. That did increase the price of the 16k box, but these are pretty good if you can fill them up. In other news, from the 14th till the 16th, you can get keys if you stream snipe a random blogger. That does not include me, because what you can win are lockbox keys, and I do not support those in any way, and I will not promote any event that includes online gambling. And in further news, the Basket of Wonders is still going on, so if you haven't claimed all your gold boosters yet, then I definitely recommend doing that. And if you buy camo containers, what is wrong with you? The Löwe is by no means an amazing vehicle, however it does have quite a couple of usable advantages. The DPM is only 2.2k, but the penetration is significantly above average, 294 on the premium rounds, which is a lot more than, let's say, a Cheesy or a KV5 can offer. You got 310 alpha damage, which is somewhat standard, and then the shell velocity is a lot higher, which means it's going to be a bit easier to hit targets that are on the move. The aim time and the dispersion are significantly above average as well for heavy tanks of this tier. You got 8 degrees of gun depression as well, which does help you out. It's obviously nowhere near the 10 which an E75 TS does have to offer, but that doesn't really compete in terms of penetration. The mobility of this vehicle is very horrible. The effective powder wet ratio is only 8.7. You do not want those in the single digits ever, and it is even worse than the 130-ton VK100. At least the traverse speed is somewhat above average. Now, it's a real chonker. The armor, on the other hand, well, the lower plate is always a weak spot on any tank. The upper plate, 300mm, very good, almost impossible to pin. However, be careful, the track wheels do point out, and if you get shot here, then you can get pinned relatively easily, and then you also get tracked as well, which is not great. So watch out for your massive track wheels at the front. The sides is somewhat angled inwards, which adds a bit of extra protection, but only 84mm, so you are going to get pinned at pretty much any angle, unless it is extreme like this one. Then you have a lot of extra protection. If you do happen to go hull down with this vehicle, it is very effective. The turret armor in that case is extremely good. However, always make sure to keep this thing moving back and forth just to make it as hard as possible to get hit. The cupola on top is at the back, so it's pretty much impossible to hit it if you are going hull down. However, if you're on a flat ground, you can pin the bottom of the gun mantlet here. So be careful with that and always keep this thing moving. That is one of the easiest ways to avoid getting shot in weak spots. That is just keep wiggling your tank. Now here we go with the Löwe on a very unfortunate map, but that's perfectly fine. Now we're not going to make the mistakes of going all the way over there, which is something you should under no circumstances ever do. Because for the most part, going to the heavy side is good for one thing. Going to the heavy side is good for one thing, and that is pushing through the heavy side and getting out of it as quickly as possible. That's the only reason to go to the heavy side, and that is to get out of the heavy side. So don't go there. Now, the good old stereotype of more idiots beats less idiots is still true, however, which means if you happen to encounter more players at a worse spot, then the more players at the bad spot win against the less players at the bad spot. So, that's just how it works. Now, seems that nobody is here on the good side, so I would expect a lot of the enemy heavies to be on the city side, because by now we would have already found out about them. And this is good, because now, if they are indeed over there, that means this is going to be pretty easy, and they are over there. Unfortunately, M6 in the city, and 2v1 in there. You know how that ends. Alright, now, come here. Be a good boy. Come here. Alright. Now, you're going to have to be careful here with this thing, because while it is extremely accurate, you do not want to test the armor on this vehicle. Quick insert on how to lose a battle like this. Well, what you should ideally do is take advantage of the situation and push forward. However, what is going to happen is that instead of going forward, they're going to go back and lose. In World of Tanks PC a long time ago, in a guide there, it was described as a sniper heavy. Which side it kind of works. I would not really fully frontline this vehicle completely. However, it can tank shots if it needs to. Now, this is a Cheese platoon, obviously, because two people making the exact same mistake, exactly in synchron, means that they're probably platoon, without having to look at the teams. Which I should, but rarely do. So look at the team lists, find out what's going on. And now here it comes, the I-6. He is gonna go fully throw and is gonna get himself completely and utterly wrecked. Don't do that either. It's a very bad idea, obviously. If you rush in to multiple enemies at the same time, you die. Duh. As you can see, the enemy now have gained complete map control and is surrounding us from two sides. Alright, now, here we have a mission, and that is to snack up these two guys before the cheeseheads can regain some usability against me. They've got three guys over there, which is good to me, because now I can sort of attempt to clear it. The Su-130 is dead, which means we have to now get forward and get rid of this G-Saw very quickly. I'm gonna swap back here, and the T-39 now has to go, and now he's obviously has a clip, which is not good, but now, come on. Fortunately, the team has collapsed, which is a bit sad. So what would have had to happen here to get a good result, because it obviously, given that the cheeseheads went to the city, it was completely surrounded. The problem was that nobody actually pushed forward and took out the I-6, the G-Saw and whatever, and instead let themselves get shot by two sides, which is really, really bad. And that's what happened here. So, again, that's the problem. Bad positioning doesn't stop you from winning if the enemy team is worse. Let's see what we can get out of this. Now, I can't really help the T-49 here. He's gonna die. So, yeah, my goal here is to take out this cheeser and attempt to escape, but that's obviously not going to be possible. Winning this game is an impossibility, but I might be able to somewhat take the Hori here, given if he's bad, and now reload once more onto the cheeser. But the other one's going to go around, but I'm going to get one more shot, and then do 4k damage and lose, which is unfortunate. But that's the Löwe. Good position still does not win you a game if you can't make use of that position and don't do the right moves from that position. So you need both. You need positioning, you need a competent team, and you need the Löwe. Because look at the credits. It's insane. So, with that said, thank you very much for watching.